I want to circle back to a few things we discussed yesterday on Mac Jones, and we've really touched on and off over the last couple of weeks. One I completely missed. I actually saw this on your timeline, Mego. I'm like, is Mego tweeting about anything I should know about for the show tomorrow? And I scroll back and I see you retweeted this Giardi thing yesterday that I completely missed. And Mike Giardi, I guess, was on with Gresham Fourier earlier today. But Giardi said earlier this week, I talked to a player who said the tales of what went wrong for the Patriots offense traveled far and wide this year. It's just...
I'm just picturing like
magical adventure.
I'm picturing like the Pony Express.
Yeah.
Some guy rides up and like knocks on the door of the Denver Broncos locker room. And he's like, "Do you hear what's happening to Mac Jones?"
Hey, he's like a town crier.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mac Jones, angry at the coaching staff again. So
Carrier pigeon flies into Lambeau Field.
Exactly.
They take the little note off its leg.
Mac Jones got screwed. Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness. Mac Jones is upset.
How many screens?
So it traveled far and wide. Added they did the quarterback dirty, the player said, and that Mac was someone the players' team respected in his first year. This is what I didn't get about this quote. In his first year because he saw more crap than most rookies. Or he saw crap rather than most rookies don't. I don't get why they respected him in his first year. That I don't get, but put that to the side. News traveled far and wide. The whole league feels like Mac got screwed. On top of that, we have Matthew Judon. We played this clip late in the show yesterday, but this is Matthew Judon on NFL Live. I believe it's Dan Orlovsky asking the question about Mac and his leadership, which, again, I guess a lot of people around the league are starting to respect him as a leader. Here's Matt Judon.
I want to ask you about your team. What kind of guy, what kind of leader is Mac Jones?
He a great guy. He was a great leader. I think he hasn't got to display that. He hasn't got to display that because he was going through frustration. He was going through an emotional time right now. And I think as he grows, he'll understand where he messed up at some time, or where sometimes he just got to cover his face and talk. And I think,
Good advice.
That's real. But you see a lot of guys.
Pause this?
Yes.
Respectfully,
It's not good advice, right?
Well, no. Just let Matt Judon talk. Let a good point. Like, I'm sorry. I'm guilty of this sometimes. When he's starting to talk about how the quarterback is doing something wrong, shut up. Let him talk.
And also, if you're going to jump in, just be right, because it's not good. It's not good
It's
advice.
good advice.
It's not good advice to
right.
put a towel over your face. Like, if you're going to jump in, I do that all the time. So who am I to criticize? But like, at least be right. It's not good advice to put. Don't blow up because you know there's a camera on you. Don't act like a little baby child because you know there's a camera on you. That would be my advice.
Child.
Yes, a little man baby.
Matthew
child.
Judon is sitting on live television talking about where his quarterback screwed up, and they're like, "Oh, it's good advice, Matt. Oh, you're so right." And then he's like, "Okay, so I'm done with my soundbite." Yeah, okay.
Well, I think he kept going though.
Joe
Didn't he?
Judge and/or Matt Patricia.
I think he kept going. Did he not?
Where sometimes he just got to cover his face and talk. And I think,
Good advice.
That's real.
So annoying.
You see a lot of guys. The quarterback always gonna have a camera on.
Yep.
I can say something on the bench, or I can get livid or something like that, different than the quarterback can, and you know that more than anybody. And so sometimes you just put a towel in front of your face when you're talking to your offensive coordinator or anybody else on the bench. But it's okay to show the emotion.
Simple vet thing.
Okay. So people are telling you, Matt Judon's telling you, nameless, faceless player is telling you, Mac Jones has all the respect in the world. I'm sorry, I reject it. I still reject it. And I know this is scoring one for Mego, scoring one for Arcand. Everybody's siding with Mac Jones. I think all of you are wrong. I think Matt Judon's wrong. I think this nameless, faceless player is wrong. I don't think last year represents Mac Jones as a good leader at all. I think it painted him in the wrong light. And I think if it was another quarterback on another team, we'd all be going and saying, what a baby, what a child this guy is. How can that guy be your leader? He's not a leader. I think that's what we'd be saying. If it was Derek Carr or Kirk Cousins or somebody like that, we'd be like, what a bum. That's how we'd be talking.
If all the players agreed with him, though, then they wouldn't. And I think that they all did. And I think that's why
Derek Carr's teammates like him, too.
Thing.
Kirk, they pretty much always stand up for their quarterback on the record anyway.
Derek Carr's coaches weren't so badly miscast. I mean, this was a different situation here in New England. This was a very unique situation. And I think that, you're right. I mean, Mac Jones may not have looked great in those clips that we saw of him yelling on the sidelines, but those guys are with him every single day, at every single practice. practice and all the OTAs and all that other stuff, and they like him. Like whatever happened at in those moments, they respected him and have now very publicly backed him and care more about that than those 3 clips of him yelling at Matt Patricia.
Not to do this again, and I've done this a lot, but like when Bailey Zappi came in, the offense to me looked fine. Late with Josh McDaniels in 2021, Mac started to fall off. So I don't think it was just about the coaches, but I know that's a convenient narrative for Mac. I know that's a convenient narrative, and
the whole locker room agrees, though. I think.
Well, I think they need to pay attention to the last 5 games of 2021, and they need to pay attention to when Zappi was in. If they don't like Bailey Zappi, that's their own problem, but he seemed fine with the coaching.
Malcolm Butler just came out and told Mass Live it was definitely about the coaching. So, I mean, he's laid it out there completely.
He was here for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, but so what?
He was here through OTAs, minicamp, and training camp.
But
so
so
that's
what?
just another one of his teammates saying it was about the coaching. It's not about Mac. It was about the coaching. Either you want guys to come out and say this or not, and then you're saying, well, I don't agree with these guys.
Well, I don't agree with them.
Yeah, but then you're saying, okay, so how are we supposed to believe he's a leader? Well, all the guys around him are publicly saying
I'm just telling you, how many
our leader.
teammates throw their quarterback under the bus?
It's happened before.
On or off the record. It has happened, not often.
This would be a scenario in which you could do it.
The Denver Broncos had no problem yelling at Russell Wilson on the sideline this year.
That's
Saw
true.
that a lot.
But do they go on interviews and say Russell Wilson sucks and he's a bad leader?
I feel like maybe they did,
No.
but I can't remember if that actually happened or not.
I don't think so. That's a great example. I think most of his teammates are like, yeah, we believe in
Wasn't
Russ.
the Jets locker room in like full revolt
So
over Zach Wilson?
So that is one.
Garrett, what's his face
Yep,
was
that
sitting there
was,
going,
yep.
yeah, we don't
Ryan.
have any chemistry.
That's definitely one. But that one's inarguable.
And also, Wilson's teammates weren't coming out. Russell Wilson's teammates weren't coming out and saying, "Oh, Russell's awesome. We love Russell."
They
Like
wouldn't
I didn't
go to
hear a
his
lot of
birthday
that.
party.
They didn't go to his party. Sierra threw a great birthday party, and no one came.
I can't believe anybody thinks that last year is an example of Mac Jones's good leadership. I just can't believe that's a thing.
That's not what that unnamed player said, though. They said that
No, he
Mac
said he respected Mac
had
in his
earned
rookie
a lot
year.
of respect. I think a lot of that had to do with going into Week 4 and seeing Tom Brady at home. I mean, that was like a pretty
I don't get what Mac
tough
had to do as a
scenario.
rookie that other rookies didn't have to do. Maybe outside
not
of facing
suck
Brady.
and crumble in front of Brady.
I guess I don't know what Mac. If you got Mac's respect his rookie year, I don't really.
Took the team to the playoffs.
I don't get what he did. 617-779-7937. You should know RG3 took a team to the playoffs as a rookie.
Okay, RG3 as a rookie was incredible.
No, I know.
And then Kyle
what?
Shanahan broke him like all those other quarterbacks.
You just like to blame the coaches. You don't like to hold these quarterbacks accountable whatsoever.
In that scenario was Mike Shanahan and Kyle Shanahan who broke Robert Griffin III's leg. Like, they absolutely are responsible for that knee injury.
Yeah, I'd probably blame them for that one.
You can't let a 22-year-old kid be like, yeah, coach, I'm good to go back in. And you're like, sure, slugger, you get back out there. You're a hero.
I'll give you that one.